on the program. I know you've all been waiting for this, anxiously awaiting the verdict in the John Edwards jury trial. Apparently, the jury has reached a verdict. A William Hung jury.
She bangs, she bangs. Oh, baby, when she moves, I go crazy.
Yes, folks, it's a hung jury. Yet once again, proving the stupidity of people who are asked to serve on the jury, not understanding campaign finance laws. Would it take him 7 or 8 days to come to the conclusion that this guy, John Edwards, is a scumbag?
It was 8 days.
8 days, they couldn't even decide on that. Apparently, there is some verdict. Not sure. We're going inside to get a text from the guy who's inside to give it to the person outside who's going to confirm to the person in the newsroom that they're hearing possibly that they've got confirmation. Potentially, we might be able to confirm this, but not yet. How about you? What have you heard? We haven't heard yet what it is, but we have heard something. Do we know what it is? No. As soon as we know what it is, we'll get back to you. And then we still don't know what it is. Deadlocked on most counts. Defense is pushing for a mistrial. Apparently, the jury has reached a verdict on count 3, accepting illegal donations in 2008 from one Bunny Mellon.
She bangs, she bangs. Oh, baby, when she moves.
We might as well just play that song all day.
Oh, you've got to go to the website and watch the video. You've got to see Jerry dancing.
William Hung, she bangs, she bangs. Apparently, John Edwards banged Bunny Mellon for a lot of money back in 2008. What was it, $6.75 million or something like that? Come on, Bunny. Just a little bit more money, honey. You got to help little Johnny boy become the vice president. I'll let you comb my hair. Come on, Bunny. I want to help you, John. Oh, here's my money. John Edwards, pimping Big Daddy style with Bunny Mellon. So there's the big breaking news of the day. For those of you who are catching the show on a delayed broadcast, well, it's old news. But there's nothing as fun as doing a flashback to William Hung, She Bangs. Come on.
She bangs. Oh, baby, when she moves. I go crazy because she looks like it blows, but she thinks like it beats. Like every girl in history.
All right, what the hell?
She bangs.
Just play that all day. I really don't feel like working today. JD here, good to have you on board. We thank you as always for taking some of your time to spend it with us here on the William Hung Tribute Show. Marcella working the dials, Brad producing the program. Email at the website, jerrydoyle.com. And the poll question up there for you today. New York City Mayor Nanny Bloomberg plans to ban the sale of large, that means 16-ounce or more, sodas, energy drinks, pre-sweetened teas, and other sugary drinks, saying, quote, that's what the public wants the mayor to do, end quote. I asked the question, what do you say? Nobody says, I want the mayor to be my mommy. 31% say, I want the mayor to shut the hell up. And 69% say, you can kiss my 20-ounce Slurpee ass, mommy mayor. We'll take your answer there at the website or here at 800-876-4123 on the program where intellectual anarchy is encouraged and nurtured for now. Mayor Bloomberg. What a tool this guy is. I mean, the stupidity of the thought process of politicians, just when you think you might have reached the depths of what they're able? I'll put that on the bloopers. Able to descend to. It's the William Hung music that's throwing me off. They come up with these new far-reaching bans on the sale of large sodas and sugary drinks. Where? Restaurants, movie theaters, and street carts. The most ambitious movement yet on the part of the Bloomberg administration to combat rising obesity. The measure would not apply to diet sodas. Oh, probably worse for you than regular soda, which we're going to talk about at the bottom of the hour with homeopathic practitioner Robert Scott Bell. They should be banning diet sodas instead of regular sodas. But the stupidity of people like Bloomberg and others in the nanny state is that, well, it's not that you can't have 32 ounces of soda. You can, but it's going to be in two 16-ounce cups because he knows that the size matters and that basically whatever it is that's in front of you, you will consume.
You can still buy large bottles in stores, but in a restaurant, 16 ounces is the maximum that they would be able to serve in one cup. If you want to order 2 cups at the same time, that's fine. It's your choice. We're not taking away anybody's right to do things. We're simply forcing you to understand that you have to make the conscious decision to go from one cup to another cup.
I have an idea. Why don't you make the conscious decision to take a crap in your hat and pull it down over your politician ears? Why don't you do that for me? Okay? That would be a nice thought. Do you listen to the stupidity of what he just said? He's not limiting our choice. He's just limiting how we can exercise that choice. Because if we choose to have 2 16-ounce beverages instead of one 32-ounce beverage, somehow that's still a choice, but they want to force us to choose a 16-ounce ultimately in the creeping incrementalism of big government telling us what it is we can do and when we can do it. Listen to this political tool, Mayor Bloomberg, once again, trying to answer the question of, Jerry, would you like that pizza cut into 8 or 16 slices? Better make it 8. I'm not that hungry.
Explain how you think this would work and counteract the criticism that this is the nanny state run amok.
Well, the way it would work is simply those organizations, those industries that we regulate, which are restaurants and movie theaters and carts, they can still sell 32 ounces of a sugar drink to you, but they'd have to put it in 2 containers. And the idea here is you tend to eat all the food in the container in front of you. If it's a bigger container, you'll eat more. If somebody put a smaller glass or plate or bowl in front of you, you would eat less.
You know, as I was watching people consume beer at my Memorial Day party, I looked at the anguish on their face as they had to throw out the first 12-ounce can, reach for the second 12-ounce can, open that 12-ounce can, and it almost deterred them from having the next beer because they were forced to look at what might have been a 24-ounce beer in 2 12-ounce servings. Maybe if we go to 6 and 6 and 6 and 6, maybe then we can get them to do what it is that we want them to do. I thought it was to have a good time and just live our lives. Listen to the stupidity of Mayor Bloomberg's reasoning and how they say this is going to affect the income of businesses.
You can
the
still
beverage
buy
retail.
Large bottles in stores.
You can still buy large bottles. You can still do what it is you want to do, but we're going to tell you where it is you can do it, when you can do it, and to what degree you can do it. Now, the Beverage Research Council, the beverage retail associations have all come out and said, come on, really? How far are we going to go with this nonsense? And they said that this is going to affect local businesses, that this is going to affect their income because there's profit margins on those big giant Slurpees. What's the giant-sized Starbucks? What's that one called? I could never figure that out. Is Vente, is that the big one? Because I always say, give me a medium coffee. And they look at me like, I'm coming in off a Michael Jackson Thriller video. Like, no, don't worry. I got some money in my falling arm pocket here. But it's like, he goes, well, okay, sure. There's profit margin in the big Slurpees. There's profit margin in the big sodas. There's profit margin in the big Vente, Starbucks offerings that this company thought of themselves. They decided that they were going to open a business. They were going to put a Starbucks, inside a bathroom in a Starbucks, and they were going to put Starbucks everywhere, on every street corner, across from each other, and then they were going to come up with their own logo, and they were going to get their own stuff made up, and they were going to have their own cups made and their own coffee, and then they were going to harvest their own beans and roast their own beans. They were going to put out this giant delivery system, and they said, wow, we could get people to buy a Vente because, A, they want it, B, it's a good value for the dollar, and C, it's a good profit margin item for the company. Mayor Bloomberg comes along and says, no. Well, what about our profit margin? And this is what Mayor Bloomberg said. This fool of a tool. He said you can just simply charge more for smaller drinks if your sales were to drop off.
Brilliant.
So now he's going to increase the cost of the smaller item to the end user, you and I, because he wants to combat this notion that we're an obese nation. And this whole notion of obesity is manufactured. Sure, we're fat. Or, as we like to say on the program, so to be politically correct, husky, chubby, or perhaps a biscuit short of 350. But the bottom line is, it's seemingly one night we all went to bed and we were ready to run the 100-yard sprint, or meter sprint, I should say, in the Olympics. And we woke up the next day and we were no longer Norman. We were Chubsy-Ubsy. And we looked down and we said, oh, my God, where have my feet gone? I must be obese. And here it comes yet once again. Yesterday we were talking about manufactured fear, manufactured patriotism that we have to respond to, so we buy commemorative plates so kids get scholarships that they don't get in the state of California anymore, but they still sell the plates for $90 a year. Yay, way to go, California. And this is manufactured obesity and a manufactured obesity crisis. And guess what? There has to be a solution to that crisis. And part of the solution is to say that you're not responsible, that this is victimless, this is societal, that this is something that is of nothing that you have control over. Sure, you had 19 slices of cheesecake. Sure, you ate an entire Entenmann's babka. Sure, you guzzled an entire gallon of Harvey's Bristol cream. But it's not your fault. It's society's fault. And guess what? You don't have to stop doing any of what you were doing. All you got to do is take a pill. The very same pill that the FDA advisory board decayed 2 years ago, that now all of a sudden they said, boom, miracle drug. Pfizer to the rescue.
The Jerry Doyle Show.
Now I'm done, and I just want to listen to William Hung shebang. 800-876-4123 is the number. Robert Scott Bell is going to join us at the bottom of the hour. Homeopathic practitioner. I was going to say Homo sapien homeopathic practitioner, but that was too much. We're going to get a movie review of Snow White and the Huntsman from Kurt Loder, Reason Magazine. And Tom Doctorow is going to join us on his new book, What Chinese Want. I know the answer to that. Everything! 800-876-4123 is the number. Stick with me.
We're not taking away anybody's right to do things. We're simply forcing you to understand that you have to make the conscious decision to go from one cup to another cup.
She bangs, oh baby, when she moves, I go crazy cause she looks like a plum, but she stings like a bee, like every girl in history.
This is the Jerry Doyle Show.